We are back with more of My Southern Home, and I'm here with Ben Tyler with Ben Tyler Building and Remodeling. And thanks for joining us again, Ben.
Happy to do so, as always.
So we have a beautiful day, but a little bit of a windy day to be during this construction process of this home.
Well, and I apologize for any noise in the background, but we've got some plastic up on the walls and we're getting ready to do a little insulation today.
Ben, I'm really excited to be at this home in this stage of construction because one of the things that I feel like we don't talk about on the show is the construction process. And there's all kinds of different levels and things have to happen at a certain pace for a home to be built soundly and in the manner that it should. So where are we at right now in construction with this home?
Well, your timing's good. We have just finished roughing this job in, which means we are insulating a little bit later today, and then we'll be doing some drywall. But all the mechanical systems are in place, all the wiring, everything that's behind the walls that you don't see when you have a finished project, that's where we are right now. You can see all of that today.
How long of a process is it from when you tear down all the walls or you get things framed to adding the mechanicals?
Well, every project's a little different. This was a complicated one involving 3 levels and tearing 2 levels down and building them back up. So it's taken us about 3 to 4 months to get to this point right now. Just roughing in mechanicals and everything behind the walls has been a challenge in this one because we've got some very tight tolerances with existing structure and the parts that we're putting in this.
Well, speaking about parts, you're adding an elevator to this home.
Yes, we are, and this has become a very common project for us now, and it allows people to stay in the home that they want to stay in for years. Makes it accessible, and this one is accessible on all 3 levels when we're done with it. And it will, like I said, these people thought about leaving, buying a new home, and they've decided to stay in their home that they've been in for a couple decades, actually.
So this is, I want to say, the 3rd home that we've been to over the years with you where they added an elevator. How hard of a process is that?
Once again, each one of these jobs is specific to the house and the structure we're dealing with. This one's a little more complicated. We had to cut through what was a 8-inch concrete porch slab. We had to tear the basement slab out, and we had to basically tear the structure down of the screen porch that was there so everything could line up perfectly when it got to the 3rd level, the highest level of the house. So occasionally we'll run into them where we can just add a small addition on the back of a house and it fits perfectly and it's easy. But most of the time there's a little bit more complication than that.
Well, that's why who you use is so important, Ben, because this is an older home that you're transforming into a home that meets the new needs and wants of the homeowner, and to have that knowledge and background with the contractor is really important.
We've worked on a number of houses designed by Stratton Hammond, a very well-known Louisville architect who did a lot of houses in this particular area after World War II. And they all have their certain idiosyncrasies, and you have to know what you're dealing with when you're getting into them. And you have to pay great respect to the architecture of these homes also. It has to blend in and, like I said, respect what was here to begin with.
Well, your team does a great job of doing that, and they're here on site today. And what are the tasks today for your staff with this home?
Well, basically, we're meeting one of the subcontractors here who will be foaming insulation. So we're going to make this house very tight with foam, putting it in the attic structure, the roof structure, the exterior walls, and it's not clear right now at this stage where to stop and where to start, so we have people on site here to make sure that everything gets in the right place.
Well, and that's so important to have so many hands-on team members when you're dealing with a home like this.
Yes, this is very much a team effort, and we have project managers that have dealt with these situations many times, and also our own staff that can stay here and direct subcontractors. So we don't just meet the subcontractors and leave. We're here when they're here.
Well, and this home's going to really enjoy having all that foam considering when it was built.
Absolutely. We open up a lot of walls in these older homes that don't have any insulation in them. So everything gets much more efficient. Sound is another thing it helps with. And you can deaden sound between rooms and certainly from the outside when you're using foam.
So once all of the foam and insulation is in this home, what happens next?
Well, we'll start finishing. We'll bring the drywall in, and you can see we've got holes cut in exterior walls so we can actually get drywall without in the structure without walking through the existing part of the house where the homeowners are living, and that'll start the finishing process. So drywall, prime paint, and then we'll start trimming and putting some tile in, etc.
Where we're in right now is going to be a screened-in porch, right, Ben?
Correct. This is part of the connection to a wonderfully finished carriage house that the customer has here. So they are maintaining some screen porch area, and that's where we're standing, and it's also a connector to this other structure.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. It was such a treat to be in a home at this stage of construction.
It's a lot of fun for us to show it off in this stage because a lot of people don't see this part, but there's other people who are really interested in this, and this is why we do it.
We'll be back with more of My Southern Home in just a moment.